I want you to stop listening to people on YouTube. That's right. I know this probably sounds a little strange to hear coming from a guy on YouTube, but seriously, stop listening to us. Or at least stop assuming that just because someone has a microphone, a camera, a million followers, a nice car, a beautiful house, or a bunch of money, that they somehow know what you should do with your life, including me. Listen to what I have to say. Think about it. Challenge it. Take whatever you find useful and throw the rest away. I don't want you to replace somebody else's way of thinking with mine. I want you to think for yourself. We've entered this strange time where anybody can create almost any reality they want to online. I can make myself look successful. I can find the right house. I can stand beside the right car. Put on the right clothes, get the right camera angle. Put some inspiring music behind me. And tell you that I've got everything all figured out. And here's the funny part. I don't even necessarily have to be lying. Maybe I really do have $10 million. Maybe I really do, or maybe I really did build a successful business. Maybe I really do have 1 million followers. But okay, so what? What does that prove? It doesn't prove that I understand your life. It doesn't prove the path that I took is the same path you should take. And it definitely doesn't prove that everything coming out of my mouth is wisdom. That's where I think we've gotten confused. We've started mistaking success for authority. Somebody shows us a mansion before giving us the financial advice. Somebody shows us their body before giving us health advice. Somebody shows us their relationship before telling us how relationships work. And without realizing it, we've been shown the evidence before given the argument. Look at what I have, therefore listen to me. But I think we need to turn that around. Don't look at what somebody else has. Listen to what they're saying. Does it make sense? Does it hold up when you examine it? Can you apply it to your actual circumstances right now? What happens when you follow that idea to its natural conclusion? What does it create? Does it create something good? Does it lead you towards destruction? And see, and that is discernment. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about discernment. And I think that we've forgotten how to do that. Because it's easier to ask somebody else what to think. It's easier to find a video called 5 Things Successful People Do Every Morning, or 10 Habits Keeping You Poor, or do this and change your life. And I'm not saying that there isn't anything useful on those videos. I mean, there most likely is. I mean, they wouldn't exist if they weren't useful. I mean, I've learned things from YouTube, books, podcasts. I've learned things from people I completely disagree with. There's a big difference between learning from somebody and handing them authority over your life. Wisdom can come from anywhere, but it also has to pass through you. And that's the kingdom within. Because discernment isn't just asking. is this person successful? It's asking, what does this idea produce? What happens when I live this way? Does it produce love? Does it produce patience? Does it produce courage? Does it produce responsibility? Does it make me more honest? Does it make me more useful to people around me? Does it actually improve my life and the lives I touch? Or does it produce fear, envy, hatred, greed, obsession? Does it make me look like everyone? Does it make me look at everyone around me as competition? Does it convince me that my life isn't valuable because someone else has more than I do? Because eventually an idea becomes more than an idea. It becomes a way of living. And a way of living produces consequences. And that's why discernment matters. I've been thinking a lot about this lately. Because in my eyes, see, I'm already living my dream. See, by the time you're hearing this, I'll either be at the push, because by the time you're hearing this, I'll have gone to a professional studio and recorded at least a song or an album that I'm working on for the first time in my life. And now somebody else might look at that and say, well, you haven't made it. That's not success. But okay, according to whose definition? I'm making music. I wanted to make an album. I'm recording an album. I wanted to make a podcast. So I started making a podcast. I wanted to talk about these ideas. So I'm talking about them. That doesn't mean I've reached the top. I'm nowhere near it. But who said I have to reach the top before I'm allowed to call it success? Someone once told me something that I'll never forget about music. If you don't enjoy playing in front of 5 people, don't expect to suddenly love playing in front of 5,000 people. Because the 5,000 isn't the music. The 5 people isn't the music either. Playing the music is the music. That's the dream. Everything else is an outcome. And that's where I think social media can really screw with our perception. We're constantly being shown outcomes. The money, the audience, the house, transformation, the success stories. But we're rarely shown the Tuesday afternoon when nothing's happening. We're not shown year 3 when nobody cared. We're not shown the sacrifice, or the bad decisions, or the doubt. We're not shown the 5 people. And yet, that's where most of our life actually happens. The climb isn't something you have to suffer through so you can eventually start living your life. The climb is your life. And that's what I want people to understand more than anything. Stop waiting for somebody else to tell you when you've made it. Stop letting an algorithm tell you what's valuable. Stop assuming popularity equals truth. Wealth equals wisdom. And please stop assuming that people on YouTube know what you should be doing with your life simply because they're on YouTube. And that includes me. I don't want you to believe something just because I said it. I want you to examine it. Put it against your experience. Put it against your reason. Put it against your love. Look at the fruit it produces and then decide. Because at the end of the day, nobody on this screen has to live your life. You do. Nobody has your exact circumstances. Nobody else sees the world through your eyes. Nobody else has your combination of experience, opportunities, failures, responsibilities, relationships, strengths, weaknesses. So listen to people, learn from people, be curious, be willing to admit when you're wrong, but don't surrender the responsibility of thinking for yourself. And I know that's ironic coming from me while I'm telling you to listen to me. And that's good. Don't. If you don't find anything useful, take these words and test them out for yourself. Because I don't think the question is, who should I listen to? I think a better question is, where does this lead to? Does this thought lead toward life, or does it lead towards destruction? Does this belief make me more loving, more useful, more honest, more alive, or does it slowly destroy those things within me? That's a question no influencer can ultimately answer for you. And maybe that's where the kingdom within really asks of us. Not to blindly accept what we're told, not to blindly reject it either, but to look within, to discern, to choose, and then actually live what we discover. So don't take my word for it. You can see it for yourself. And guys, remember to like this video, subscribe if you want to. If you found value today, share it with someone else that might find value in it too. I love you, and may your walk with God bring you peace, love, and happiness. I love you.